Take him?
Take him.
Hi there, I'm Joe Bartlett, and thanks for watching Blue Creek Outdoors. Perhaps the most iconic big game species in North America is the bison, or buffalo as they're commonly referred to here. The only downside to them is the opportunities to hunt them in a somewhat free-ranging manner are extremely limited. But in this video we get to go to one of those places with my friends Kent and Rachel, as Kent drew a tag on the Fort Peck Indian Reservation. The Fort Peck tribes have used hunting as one tool to help fund growing their buffalo herd. They currently have about 700 buffalo that roam freely on 100,000 acres. You can draw a tag to hunt a certain age class of buffalo, and the man at the helm of maintaining the herd is Robbie Magnan.
It was our elders' dream. They wanted to reconnect to our culture, and buffalo played a critical part of that connection.
Kent Greer is the host of the Hunt, Hook, and Cook podcast. And after applying for one of these tags for a while, he was finally getting the chance to check off one of his bucket list animals.
Wow. What an incredible piece of property that we are on in eastern Montana on the Fort Peck Indian Reservation. I'm so grateful to Robbie and his entire community offering the opportunity for gentlemen and just people like me to come out here and harvest the largest animal in North America.
They're all bulls.
The ones further away are bulls
Yeah,
too?
they're all bulls.
Those are both bulls, right? These two to the right?
All three bulls. Oh,
These two over here are both bulls, aren't they?
oh yeah.
I can see the sleeve on that one. Can't really tell on the one on the left. I can see a sheath on the one on the right.
One on the right if you want that. There's three.
Yep. He looks nice. It's bigger than both of these ones over here.
We could come down here and just come up that little hill. You like him? I can get you about 150 yards from there.
Let's go get a bison. Well, you're not always successful.
They had us pinned before we even got up here.
Didn't even snow. I can hear it.
Oh yeah, crunchy, 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 crunchy. There was no getting around that. They were looking at us right when I popped my head over. Pinned us.
Like I said, they're hunting all the time. People say, why you hunt buffalo? They just stand there. I said, no. Only animal you see is the park or the zoo. They ain't scare you.
Those didn't give us 3 seconds.
Go back to the main here. Dang it. That's why I get a quick, easy one.
Even though we had a busted stalk on those bulls, it didn't take long after that to locate the main body of the herd. And in a larger group, they were much less spooky, and Kent had a great setup to pick out a bull and squeeze the trigger.
See him?
Which one are we looking at?
We're straight down my barrel, walking right to left, closest to
Yeah,
us.
see him straight up to the closest one. Now he's open. Now he's right in the middle of everything. See him walking?
Yep.
You want me to take him?
Yeah. Keep right around there. Get him. Get him. Where is
Get him again?
Yes, that's what I say. You get out around it right away.
I got around in.
Not clear, but I'm still on him. I'm still on him.
Is it behind that one?
Nope, he's walking slow still.
Okay.
I'm on him, so I'm not gonna.
One right beside him?
There's one that just came out from behind him, and now he's stopped.
Okay, see him stop? He's right there.
He's stopped that
Yes.
one? There's a buffalo behind him.
Not clear, not clear. Not
Now you
clear.
are.
Take him?
Come on.
Okay,
Take him?
take him. You're hitting him. Keep going.
Again?
Yes, remember I said keep shooting till he's down. Now you know what I mean by keep shooting.
Well, at least he's not going anywhere. But-
I've seen him go 5 miles that way.
Really? Oh, he just went down.
See how fast and hard they are?
God, he just kept walking like nothing happened.
You hit all 3 times, I heard it.
I mean, I was right behind the shoulder every time, wasn't I?
You hit it.
Dude! Bison! That's unbelievable.
I see more hunters get disappointed because they don't drop.
Yeah.
Well, I knew I was smacking him. I just like, oh, I heard the boom and the whack.
Golly.
He was eating that lead, wasn't he?
Wow.
Just soaking it
Sweetheart, I got a buffalo
Stop, babe.
in Montana.
I'm proud of you.
Okay, now we'll get these guys in.
Very exciting.
Oh my gosh. How incredible. Wow. What
how are
an
you
incredible
feeling?
piece of property that we are on in eastern Montana on the Fort Peck Indian Reservation. I'm so grateful to Robbie and his entire community offering the opportunity for gentlemen and just people like me to come out here and harvest the largest animal in North America. And that's by far and away the biggest animal I've ever killed. Well, it'll be close. I did harvest a water buffalo in South America, but if not the biggest, the second biggest for sure. So that is going to be a freezer full of meat for me and many, many, many other people. I am so grateful. So grateful.
Wow. Thanks, Buffalo.
Look at the hair on that thing. Oh my gosh. All right, so this is my setup today. This is a Gunworks Workman 300 PRC. It's outfitted on top here with an Revic RS25i with the 5 to 25 by 50. Got the Gunworks bipod on there, the Elevate 2.0, and then I have got the backcountry, the Banish backcountry from Silencer Central, and it did a number. Still took 3 shots from a 212 grain Hornady ELDX bullet, but one right behind the shoulder. He was dead on his feet, and we put 2 more in him to anchor it. So it certainly did the job.
That's nuts.
The cape on that thing. Hey, look at that. My fingers are not as long as his hair is deep. I moved to Montana in New Year's Day 2019, so we are fast approaching 5 full years in Montana. And for a decade and a half before moving to Montana, I had dreamed about buffalo and what the Great Plain looked like for the hundreds of years before the West was tamed. And this thing is such an icon, the American bison, such an icon of that, and it's just a lifelong dream come true. And I am so grateful to Robbie, my wonderful guide, and the Fort Peck Reservation, and the tribes that call it home for giving gentlemen, people like myself, the opportunity to come do this. It is a lifelong dream come true. It's gonna feed so many people, and moving to Montana was the best decision I've ever made, but speaking for all of the Montanas now, it's full, so no one else is allowed to move here. All right, so this is the man, the myth, the legend, Robbie, our guide. He has been a caretaker of this Fort Peck Indian Reservation for how many years? 37 years.
Yes.
As a game warden and biologist and all things wildlife guru. Yeah?
A little of everything.
A little bit of everything. A little bit of everything. And so he's the main purview for the bison herd that is dramatically growing. And then now you all are sending stock and seed all over the North America for these things. Tell us about that.
Well, presently we run a quarantine program with the Yellowstone National Park. And since we've been doing it for 7 years now, we have transplanted probably roughly about 470 animals, 26 different tribes.
Wow.
In 14 states.
That's amazing. That's amazing. And you're going to have your first international transfer this winter.
Yes, in January we'll be distributing a family group to a tribe in Saskatchewan.
That's amazing. So the Yellowstone National Park herd was the seed for this almost 10 years ago.
Yep.
And now Robbie and the tribes here in eastern Montana and Fort Peck have grown this into a huge population of bison, one of the largest free roaming or wide roaming herds in North America.
Yes, and you guys are my management tool. If we didn't take care of the ground for the buffalo to graze, they'd overgraze it and hurt the landscape.
Absolutely. So hunting is such a critical part to this whole thing. It's not only a revenue driver for Robbie's organization and for the tribes, but it's also just a management tool for the land, and it's also a way to feed people. And this is available to not only folks like myself, but the tribal members as well come out here and harvest often.
Right, it's open for everybody.
There you go. Open for everyone.
So you were a part of bringing buffalo back to the reservation for the first time, correct?
Yes.
So what was that like, just for like tribal elders and just for the tribes to have buffalo back where they belonged?
It was our elders' dream. They wanted to reconnect to our culture, and buffalo played a critical part of that connection. And they petitioned the tribes, and at the time I was working for the tribes as a game warden, and the Fish and Game Department was in charge of the buffalo when they got here, and I've been taking them care of since day one.